And welcome to my world.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Mike Montoya here in Amman, Jordan, and we're lucky to have with us Father Gerald Metal of the Catholic Chaplaincy here in Jordan for the Filipino community. How are you?
Yes, Father, I'm good.
So, how long have you been here in Jordan?
Well, actually, I finished my third year. Actually, I'm going towards the fourth year of my stay in Jordan.
And how did you come here?
Actually, they have a need here for a chaplain, and that the bishop here, particularly the patriarch in Jerusalem, together with our dear Cardinal Tagle, they desire to have a separate chaplaincy here, the way they have over there in Israel. So they contemplate on having a. I mean, there is no Filipino priest particularly dedicated to the service of the Filipinos. So
And there are many Filipinos here in
and there are
Jordan.
many Filipinos here, close to 40,000.
40,000, wow, that's a big number.
in the entire Jordan.
In the entire Jordan.
Yes.
And you're in charge of all of the Filipinos, Catholics here in Jordan.
In Jordan, that would be accounting. That would account for about 80% of all the Filipinos staying here. But most of them are living in, because most of the workers here are Filipina domestic helpers.
Oh, well, in that case, we are on lockdown now for almost a month here, or exactly a month, I think, here in Jordan. And in fact, today we are on Thursday, which is at 6 o'clock. There will be a total lockdown again until all the way to Sunday morning. How is that affecting your work as a chaplain? And how is this affecting the Filipino community here in Jordan?
Well, of course, just like anybody else here in Jordan and the rest of the world, it has affected all of us because we cannot go out and we cannot interact with each other. That's the main difficulty. But it is, well, another, we know if a door is closed, a window would open, or maybe another door would open. So it's opening us to interact with each other through the internet. But then, of course, it's a different story when you really go to the communities, talk to them, interact with them, eat with them. Some of them would come to confession, some of them would come for counseling, and others would just simply want you to be just around their presence, and it's really a big hindrance for us to interact closely to each other on a personal level.
Yeah, I saw that you're very active on social media, and thank you for doing that, because that way you're able to stay connected with the Filipino community here and also in other parts of the world. What have you been hearing from the Filipino community here? How is it affecting their lives?
Well, of course, first of all, work is hampered. They cannot work anymore, so most workers here would be serving with no work, no pay. So they cannot, especially those who are living out, what we call living out, those who are going to the houses and servicing houses and households, and they cannot go, they cannot do that anymore. With exception to those who are in the houses, we call them as staying in the houses or living in houses. They live in the house, so they regularly receive their salary. But then the problem is another problem is their employer. When their employer is also hold up by the lockdown, so they cannot also earn as much. So some of them would not even get a good salary, or maybe half of it, or maybe almost nothing.
Wow. Going forward, how do you see your ministry after this, and hopefully soon enough? What would be the immediate things that you think you need to do to catch up, maybe, or I don't know?
Yeah, you're right. We need to catch up. We need to talk to them. We need to reach out for them. Anyway, we are connected with each other through social media. That's a big help because they can express themselves. Some of them would what we normally have, the boredom thing, and instead of locked also spiritually and morally, they would be opening up to the Spirit in this particular time. So this is also a good opportunity for the church. They're not only listening to me, they're also listening to other church broadcasts. Our church broadcast during this time of this pandemic has become stronger, but through this we become stronger. We become
Creative in our approach.
Not really much creative. It's just some of us would just have it broadcasted, and
Yeah.
some would have a more technical thing. The real thing is just we have to reach out. This is the point. To reach out. It's our desire to reach out to people, to you. I mean, that's the way we love you. We cannot do much because sometimes others would not have much resources. So that's the way we are in that situation right now. But through this media, we pray together, we talk together, we share with each other's experience, and once we can go out, we try to reach out physically to each other. But we are not as estranged with each other anymore. But because we are connected, we are still part, as if this is a continuation of what you're doing through the communication to media. Okay. Especially now, when they when what do you call this? When the curfew is
Implemented?
No, not is out.
Lifted up.
Lifted. When the curfew is lifted, we start going out one by one. We go to the other houses. We go to these houses. Sometimes bringing some goods, especially to the families of people who would not have anything much in their homes. They have no savings. Some would be giving financially. They're helping each other. That's one thing good about this thing.
Okay. Well, any other message you would like to say to our viewers?
Well, we are not only the ones who are locked down. It's also you. So one thing we have to say is really hold on to God, hold on to faith, and keep on hoping and believing that something good will happen to us. This is the first thing, the key thing. Once we have this, everything will open up, and we will survive every trial as long as we have God with us, and as long as we have God in our hearts, and as long as we believe that everything's gonna happen according to God's will and promises.
Well, thank you very much, Father Gerald, and my dear friends, stay safe, stay well, and be kind to one another.